Okay, so we're going to move right along to Senate 44. We have Wayne Rusk up next.
Thank you, Ron. When I came in tonight, I had a man ask me when I was coming back from the dark side. And if I'd had my phone with me, I would have showed him the 5 screenshots that came to my wife last night of some of the most vicious, most vile slander and lies that you could even imagine. And ask him, how dark is that side? Maybe it's okay to bear false witness, as long as you bear it against the right guy. My name's Wayne Rusk. I'm the representative in House District 88 in my first term, and I ran to unite the conservative community of Valley County. I went to Helena not to get good grades on scorecards, not to get comfortable. I went there to do the business of this county and of the district that I represent. I'm running for the Senate because I believe that the best value that I can bring to this community is to give them a choice in the matter of Senate District 44. Whether we're going to continue with the division and the doubt and the discord that has racked our party both here and in Helena, or if we're going to return this seat to the people and to its proper function of representation. Thank you.
I have a question for you, sir. Why are you voting against our right to free speech? Why are you voting against our right for free speech?
Okay, so moving along, Senate 44, we have Teresa Manzella.
Teresa should clean it up.
Hey, everybody. I just want to thank you for supporting us tonight. You don't know how much hell we've been through. Some of you probably do. But I really appreciate you being here. I've represented you since 2014, and I've done my very best to honor the trust that you have placed in me. And I really thank you for it. Why? Because I am we the people. I've been in the top 15% of my legislative class for constitutional conservative voting since being elected, and in the top 2% since you sent me to the Senate in 2021. Some people don't like accountability. I happen to love accountability. I'm a strong proponent of states' rights through the proper application of the 10th Amendment, which includes the power to nullify unconstitutional, overreaching laws. Amen? Amen. My opponent strongly disagrees, and he said so repeatedly. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a candidate comparison tonight in the 3 minutes that I've been given. My case in point is House Bill 402, which was sponsored by Representative Beatty and co-sponsored by my opponent, Mr. Representative Wayne Rusk. An act revising elector registration laws requiring that a person whose citizenship has not yet been verified be allowed to vote. That's what it says. The first thing they tell you in legislator school is if it's in the bill, that's what's going on. The words are very easy to understand. There's no ambiguity here. Despite both the state and the federal constitution making it crystal clear that the state legislatures are responsible for safeguarding our elections, besides the fact that state and federal law clearly stating that voting is reserved for eligible citizens, and the drugs and undocumented aliens pouring across our open borders, Representative Beatty, Rusk, and Binkley believe that we must allow a person whose citizenship has not yet been confirmed be allowed to vote. Why? Because the Supreme Court in Kansas said so. Okay? I say judicial supremacy is a myth that needs to be replaced by truth. And the truth is, the Supreme Court doesn't make law, the legislature does. You may be aware of the very real divide in the Republican Party. I've never seen it so bad. I'm the founding chairman of the Montana Freedom Caucus, specifically created to stop the big government runaway and to unify around the limited government principles memorialized in our Constitution. What's so hard about unifying around the Constitution and upholding our oath of office? My opponent is a member of the progressive, self-proclaimed Solutions Caucus that often votes with the Democrats to implement tax and spend solutions without regard for the Constitution. I assure you, we have very different views on the proper role of government. On the topic of taxes, Montana found ourselves with a budget surplus. So the Montana Freedom Caucus called for a special session to give the access back to you, we the people. We also sought to adjust property tax mill rate, which would have meant immediate and permanent tax relief. Wouldn't you have liked that? My opponent, as well as Beatty and Binkley, voted against the special session. Protecting parental rights is one of my personal passions. I sponsored Senate Bill 518, the Parental Rights in Education Act, and it did a few really important things. If your minor child wants to use pronouns other than the ones they were born with, you need to give written permission for that to happen in our public schools. CPAC considered that to be one of the most significant bills of the session and used it in the performance metric of their legislative scorecard. My opponent voted against that. On the topic of protecting our freedom and God-given inalienable rights, we considered several good constitutional amendments as ballot referendums, which included constitutional carry, the right to hunt, fish, and trap, the Sheriff's First Initiative, the Judicial Transparency Act, free speech on college campuses, just to name a few. I supported all of those. My opponent opposed all of those. That's just a small sampling. If you would like to do the deep dive on the voting records matter, folks. That's where it's at. And you can go to the state website, which is leg.mt.gov, and do the deep dive, or you can check it out at Legislator Loyalty and see for yourself the voting records. In seeking your support for re-election, I am committed to continuing this journey with the same passion, dedication, and integrity that have defined my service thus far. Together, let's build a future that truly reflects the values and aspirations of we, the people of the Bitterroot Valley. I am we, the people. I am Teresa Manzella, and I am humbly asking for your vote for Senate District 44.